Hey guys, welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I'm your host, Captain Mike, and this is my Hurricane Idalia video 6 maybe, evacuation video number 5. And we're about to evacuate our evacuation. The storm has passed by us. The storm surge has receded. We can get back into our homes. We just heard recently that a couple hours ago that the bridge was still being blocked. You couldn't get across, but if you parked nearby at a grocery store and walked across the bridge, they would have let you walk across. So that's what we did. We didn't pack anything up. We just got in our car, drove over there real quick, and walked across the bridge and went to the 2 houses. Unfortunately, our Airbnb did get water in it. And pro tip, if you ever have to evacuate your house for a possible flood, whatever extension cords you have stuff plugged in that's on the ground inside your house, elevate that. Just move a chair or something and put those extension cords where it's plugged in on top of a chair or something, or just turn your power off in your house. But we had Wi-Fi and we wanted to be able to see the cameras, but what happened is the plugs were on the ground. A little bit of water got in, not a whole lot, and boom. I mean, we almost burnt our house down in a hurricane, which would be kind of funny. Not funny. That wouldn't be funny. She's not laughing. It wouldn't have been funny, but it would have been ironic. That's the right word. It would have been ironic to burn your house down in a hurricane. And actually, I went and checked on my next door neighbor's house, and he had the same thing. So we just came back to the hotel. We're going to evacuate this hotel back to the house. But I had this 2XO Innkeeper's blend. It's been sitting in the cup. I was going to do this review a few hours ago, and then we got the notice that we could sneak across or walk across the bridge, so we did that. And now the bridge is open to traffic, so we came back to the hotel. We're going to pack up and go. And this 2XO Innkeeper's blend has been sitting in this cup for probably 3 hours. For a long time. It's been breathing for a while. I was wondering, do you think that humid air makes a difference if it's breathing in humid air versus a dry air, like if you're in Phoenix? And as I'm saying that, what I do realize, I recognize that my palate is not refined enough, that if there is a difference when a whiskey sits unopened for a few hours in a very humid Florida climate versus a Las Vegas, for say, climate, if it does alter the characteristics of that whiskey in 1 hour, I don't think I would be able to notice. Now, okay, we got the 2XO. I bought this after I returned home from Kentucky. I did the Bourbon Trail a couple months ago, and I almost bought myself a bottle of 2XO there. And I thought, actually, I was almost about to put it in my cart, and I just looked at Total Wine, my local Total Wine, and it was there. So I was like, okay, no sense in buying this in Kentucky, packing it, bringing it all the way home, when I could just go to my local Total Wine and more and pick one up. And that left me room for a different bottle instead. So, but I've heard great things about it. And actually, while I was in Kentucky, I went to, I can't remember the name of the bar there down the street past the Angel's Envy distillery, and had a nice pour of the 2XO, and I thought it was pretty darn good. And everyone's talking about the Dedman family. I think he was named Dixon Dedman, and his blending awesomeness, and that's where this came from. And so I think it was pretty good. But I haven't, my first pour, just opened this today, just about 4 hours ago, poured this about 3 hours ago, and it's been sitting here. Let's do the specs and stats on the whiskey, at least what we know about it, and then get to it. On the website, it says Innkeeper's Blend is a second small batch blend in the brand's Icon series. It pays homage to the Denman family century plus history in hospitality industry. Viscous, rich, caramel, red fruit, light peppery sauce. All right. Not really any information on that website. I found another one here. It's a blend of 2 separate whiskeys, a high rye bourbon, 35%, and a lower rye bourbon, what I still think is kind of fairly high, 16 to 18%. And then they took that high rye bourbon and he split off 2 more separate batches, aged those separately, which in effect turned into 4 different whiskeys that he then combined all together into the 2XO Innkeeper's blend. Of course, 2XO is a play on double oak, 2XO, 2 times oak, 2X oak. Yeah, I actually didn't get that at first. I just didn't know what's that. Like, it obviously makes sense. I just didn't know that's what it meant at first. But anyway, that's cool. And I do like double oaked whiskeys. I bought a few to do like a kind of a double oaked challenge, or the Woodford Reserve Double Oak I think that's a pretty great whiskey. And from the one pour that I've had of this, I'm excited about it. So non-age stated, technically mass bill pretty much unknown. It's bottled, man, it's been a long day, guys. 104 proof, 52 ABV. Nice bottle, relatively plain, but kind of classy looking. Second release is the same thing that I read off the website. I paid, I want to say $99 for this bottle at Total Wine and More. So I think that was a pretty good deal. Last thing about the Hurricane, and then we'll move on from that. Again, we were pretty much spared here in the Tampa Bay. There has been, spared, if you will, in the sense that we were safe the entire time in this hotel. Our house, we're going to go right back to it tonight. Our garage, we lost some books and stuff like that. So what? We're totally fine. The Airbnb, it's going to have to come in and replace some drywall and some rugs and flip some circuit breakers and paint some stuff. So what? How lucky could we be? So, and I really feel for those in the north right now, and it's still cutting its way right now through I think it's in Georgia now. Laura? Yeah. So, and I'm probably going to edit and process and publish this tonight, but I still have another video as well to do, to edit and publish. But I'm hoping to have this out tonight. When we get home, we're just going to go and relax and probably drink some more whiskey while I edit videos. So I hope if you are affected by the storm, that you are okay, that you checked on your loved ones and your friends. It's interesting. Like we were just commenting on the way back over to the hotel here, how many people who haven't texted us since last year when we were in a hurricane, and they texted us to see how we were. And I'm not making fun of them. I appreciate the love and the thoughts, and if that's what it takes for someone to contact me, I appreciate it, and the sentiments and the thoughts that they have for us, and certainly for those who are nearby and those who looked in on us when we were at the house. And I went to 4 or 5 neighbors' houses when we were there looking at our houses, to just kind of be able to text them because they're not there, and just let them know what the state of their house is. And that's just kind of what neighbors should do in these kind of times for each other. But anyway, hope you're safe and your loved ones. On to the whiskey. 2XO Innkeeper's Blend. Have you had it? I've only had the one pour. I know they're coming out with some other expressions, some other whiskeys. And, right now I've got so much. I don't think I can just keep buying 2XO simply because I have other stuff that I need to get to. I've got the Stellum I just bought. I need to get onto the Stellum Fibonacci blend. Super excited about that one. It's a nice nose. I like it. It smells rich. Just a little bit of fruitiness on the nose there. And I'm going to say this because it's a double oak, and I'm just getting just a touch. And it reminds me of that Woodford Reserve in a sense. That was the first note that I really felt first whiskey where I was like just overwhelmed by the banana on that whiskey. Just getting a hint of it on the nose here. But anyway, very nice. I'm not going to belabor this video tonight because we got to get back to the house and get situated. Cheers, my guys. Wow, just give me a nice They call that the Kentucky hug, if you will. Just a nice, man, it's feeling great just through here. This is my sixth whiskey that I've drank for these videos between yesterday and today. And I don't feel like remember that, just that nice Kentucky hug coming through here, and just, yeah, maybe I've just been out working, and no, I don't think that's it. I think that this is actually just make me feel nice and warm. Laura's got a big smile on her face. Anyway, just rich. There's that note, that banana coming through. Man, I like it. Okay. I get that sweet note at the beginning, and then it hits with some red fruits. So I'm not going to say it's I don't think it's got any sherries, not finished, anything like that, but it's not to that level. It's not to that kind of those port wine notes. It's more just like a red fruit, and then it's just more of that warmth and some spice and some kick. That 104 proof, so it's not like the Stag, the 130 that I had last night. That pretty much almost laid me out. I've been drinking some Irish whiskeys in the 80 proof range, and then I just went from 86 proof to 130 proof from the Middleton Very Rare, very elegant, and just a whiskey to that Stag, and it was just blew me away. This is not blowing me away in that proof sense. It's just really nice. Just it's rich. I'm going to say it's viscous on the mouthfeel, and I think that's kind of a feature of the double oaked whiskeys. Just kind of has a bit more of that creaminess and that texture, and that's what I've noticed from the few double oak whiskeys that I've had. They move over more into that range, and I do like it. It's very, very nice. Well, another sip here, then back to the house. Again, initially it's just that sweetness, kind of undefined to me, maybe kind of caramel butterscotch kind of sweetness, followed that by that red fruitiness, and then there it just comes again right now, just kind of just warm, just kind of that warm just coming down. It's just hitting me because I didn't notice on any of the whiskeys that I've drank in the past day and a half. And I mean, the 80 proof, 86 proof Irish whiskeys, it just doesn't have, I don't think, the heat to do that. And the Stag was just overwhelming me, and maybe that's why I didn't notice it on the Stag. But I didn't notice it on the Russell Reserve 13 either, and that's pretty much lower proof. But it's nice. It's a real nice warmth sensation. Maybe it's been a long couple days for us. I'm just looking for some comfort in this Innkeeper's blend, and it's giving me that warm hug that, Mike, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Mike. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I know that I'm liking this 2XO, and I was just saying I'm probably not gonna buy any more 2XO because I just have so many other whiskeys, and I'm probably going to buy some more 2XO when I see it on. I think I've seen a couple of different ones on the shelf, so. I renege on what I said earlier at the beginning of the video about not buying more 2XO because I'm digging this whiskey, and at $99 I think it is a fantastic deal, and I'm gonna have some more 2XO. She's shaking her head over there already. Maybe it was an eye roll. I think it's what it was. She just gave up. She gave up about 90 bottles ago, just trying to check my purchasing on whiskey. Just literally 90 bottles ago. It was just like, you know what, do what you want. And I tell her, you know what, I don't have a 2006 Ferrari that I paid $141,000 for. I don't drive a Maserati. I don't drive a C8 Corvette, a 911 Turbo GTS 3 RS. Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't even have a 1995 M3 or something like that. I drive my wife's old SUV. So if I want to have $14,000 worth of whiskey in my house, I have $14,000 worth of whiskey. And if I want to buy more 2XO, I'm going to go buy some more 2XO. And I think I'm going to, because I really like this whiskey. Its nose maybe is just okay, but I think it's really nice on the palate, from that sweetness to the fruits to that nice warmth on the finish. This is really, really good. So, all right, my guys, that is it for me today. And the next video will be back at the house with all the whiskey, which was spared, thankfully, to me. And I always feel bad saying that now. I know the people who are just having their lives devastated right now. And so it, like, oh, my whiskey was fine. Man, anyway, one more time, if you were affected and your loved ones affected, I hope you're okay and safe and get the help and everything that you need and you deserve. So, but for now, I hope you are reading something good and drinking something great. Turn the pages, my friends, and stay thirsty. Cheers.